Welcome to this cinematic explainer. We're not just going to sit here and list off boring historical dates. No, we are plunging firsthand into the thrilling, visceral saga of human survival. We're going to witness the dramatic turning points, the desperate struggles, and those brilliant flashes of innovation that literally forged the modern human body.
Okay, so let's dive into this with a massive question. Did our biological evolution just suddenly hit the brakes the second we built cities and invented smartphones? Or did it just change its disguise? To figure that out, we have to travel back to the exact moments our ancestors defied the absolute odds of extinction.
Section 1. Walking into the unknown. The dawn of bipedalism.
All right, I want you to imagine the sheer tension of the prehistoric landscape about 3.9 million years ago. A primate, Australopithecus, makes a radical, life-altering move. They stand completely upright to peer over the tall savanna grass. Now, it was a perilous choice, right? But it changed absolutely everything. Why? Because standing freed their hands. That single biomechanical shift set off a massive chain reaction. By 2.5 million years ago, Homo habilis is using those newly freed hands to deliberately strike stone against stone. Boom, inventing the first tools. Fast forward to 1.9 million years ago, and a taller, much more robust pioneer, Homo erectus, uses that bipedal endurance to confidently walk right out of Africa. And finally, 300,000 years ago, Homo sapiens, us, emerge.
Section 2. Forged by the fire. The invention of cooking.
Picture this. Early Homo erectus safely gathered around a crackling hearth in the pitch black of a terrifying prehistoric night. This is a staggering 1.8 million years ago. They have just harnessed the raw, destructive power of fire. But they didn't just use it for warmth, or to ward off whatever predators were lurking in the shadows. They discovered something mind-blowing. Plunging raw food into those flames could literally alter their biology.
So here's how it worked. Before fire, our ancestors spent up to half their waking hours just grinding down tough, raw roots and meat with massive jaws. They were burning enormous amounts of metabolic energy just to digest their meals. But cooking acted like a kind of pre-digestion. Softening that tough raw meat freed our ancestors from endless chewing. Suddenly, all that immense digestive energy previously required by a massive gut was liberated. And where did that surplus energy go? Well, it fueled a massive, explosive brain expansion. Cooking literally shrank our digestive tracts and grew our minds, birthing complex new social structures as humans bonded around the glow of the hearth.
Section 3. The price of farming. A sedentary shift.
The Ice Age ends. The climate warms up. Roughly 12,000 years ago, humanity transitions into the Holocene epoch. And for the very first time, people stop running. They trade the adrenaline-fueled thrust of the hunting spear for the heavy, rhythmic drag of the agricultural plow. We built permanent villages, and we stayed put.
But the physical, structural toll of that sedentary shift was actually startling. See, the relentless running and tracking of our nomadic forager ancestors gave them incredibly robust, thick, trabecular joint bones, essentially a dense, spongy internal armor. But as we settled into farming, sitting more, walking way less, our bodies realized, hey, we don't need that heavy armor anymore. So our once robust joint bones grew shockingly lighter and much more fragile. Our modern, far more delicate skeletons are a direct physical echo of that massive shift in human behavior.
Now you might think that made us weaker, but actually evolution didn't weaken us, it accelerated. Living shoulder to shoulder in crowded, disease-prone farming villages was a brand new survival test. It kicked off an invisible biological arms race. To survive these tighter environments, humanity rapidly adapted. We developed traits ranging from light skin tone and red hair to powerful life-saving disease resistances, like immunities to leprosy, traits linked to HIV resistance, and even crucial adaptations in our blood types, all in just a few millennia.
We even adapted the very food we were farming on a rapid genetic level. Take lactase persistence. For practically all of mammalian history, drinking milk was strictly for babies. But as humans began herding cattle, those who happened to mutate and could digest dairy into adulthood suddenly had this massive caloric advantage. This trait spread like wildfire through certain populations. It's this incredible moment in history where our cultural behaviors, inventing dairy farming, were quite literally driving our biological destiny.
Section 4. Surviving the extremes, altitude and adaptation.
So for millennia, brave pioneers in the Andes and the Tibetan Plateau faced a deadly, unavoidable stress, severe high-altitude hypoxia. Up there, the atmospheric pressure just plummets, and the thin air literally starves the human body of oxygen. Traditional technology like, a warmer coat or a better fire, that cannot save you from suffocating air.
Natural selection was forced to find rapid, extreme biological solutions just to keep these populations alive.
And this is where it gets amazing. Nature was forced to tinker in real time, and two completely isolated groups found two entirely different physiological superpowers to survive. To pull enough oxygen to live, the human body had to adapt, right? Well, Tibetans adapted by literally doubling their resting breathing rate. They breathe faster and actually maintain low hemoglobin levels. Meanwhile, Andeans adapted a completely different internal machinery. They drastically increased the hemoglobin concentration in their blood, basically packing it full of oxygen-carrying cells to make up for the thin air.
This deep biological engineering even extended straight into the muscle fibers themselves. Tibetans developed a uniquely high capillary density. Their bodies essentially built an incredibly intricate, dense highway system of tiny blood vessels directly in their muscles to guarantee oxygen delivery during extreme physical exertion. It is real-time, functional evolution allowing humans to thrive in places where they biologically shouldn't be able to survive at all.
Section 5. The unfinished human. Acceleration and technology.
So, going back to our original question, the answer is written directly into our bones and blood. Our evolution definitely did not stop. It merely went microscopic. In fact, studying ancient DNA from 16,000 people proves that natural selection has accelerated significantly since our ancestors first sowed the land. Believe it or not, we are evolving faster today than we were during the Ice Age. As we look back at our own history, from standing up in that tall savanna grass, to taming fire, to surviving the freezing, breathless peaks of the Andes, it's incredibly clear that we possess an innate, relentless drive to achieve more. We've always pushed past the limitations of nature through sheer innovation and determination.
Which leaves us with one stunning final thought to take away from this explainer. We started by crafting stone axes, and today we craft artificial intelligence. As our biological bodies and minds increasingly integrate with the complex technology we build, will this merging, this cyborgization, be the thrilling, unimaginable next chapter in the ongoing, unstoppable saga of human evolution?